Okay. Usually I announce these things, but I didn't feel like doing that today. Whoops. Um, sheep selfie. LMAO. Okay, can I hear myself? Let's test this. Give me a sec. There's no one here, so this is fine. Okay. Great. Hi. Oh, hello. How's it going? Uh, how's life, the universe, and everything, and also UK lady, 2 UK ladies, hilarious. Um, very funny. Um, interesting. It says there's no one here. That's fine. Oh, hey Ray. Thank you again for letting me tell the Canadian government that that I could stay with you should they have decided that they didn't want me to go to whatever. Um, how's everybody doing today? It's Sunday. It's been an interesting day so far. In the sense that I watched Tetsuo the Iron Man, and I think any day that you watch Tetsuo the Iron Man is an interesting day. I have no idea what a college put is. Cottage put, even less. Is that a British thing? Oh, I'm showing the wrong side of this mug. This mug is great. You get it because it's fuck the patriarchy, but it's cat. It's very funny. Oh, that makes way more sense. That's fun. How's everyone else doing? I should I'll link to the Discord, by the way, in case anyone else decides to join the Discord. No one's joined the Discord in like 3 weeks, obviously, because I don't talk about it on the other platforms or whatever. I only talk about it on the Discord, and if no one is there, copy. Okay, and so yeah, if anyone wants to, hi Julia, thank you. We went to a farm, and like an animal sanctuary, and upstate. We were in the car for like 9 or 10 hours for a 1 hour tour, but we stayed overnight, so it wasn't like 4.5 hours in the car tour, 5 hours home. Is an overnight thing. But you know, it was nice, and the animals were cute. There's a lot of them. I forgot to get a Oh, nice. Good job. Thank you. Hey Gabby. Hello. Hi Kat. So I got selfies with all of the animals except the fucking pigs, because Danielle wanted pictures of her with the pigs, I guess. So I didn't do that, and Danielle said, well, I mean, we could just go find a cop and you take a selfie with them, which was a very good joke. Hi cat. My cat is now sitting next to me, but I can't move the camera. It's a whole fucking process. What's the board look like? I want to see it. Because that sounds cool. How you doing, Gabby? You haven't heard from you in a bit. I should now reverse share copy to Discord. Here. Paste. Okay, great. Yeah, no, normally I would have, oh, hello. That's fine. Yeah, I just like, oh yeah, that's a real good board. Nice job. Yeah. I mean, how could someone not want that, right? I didn't put anything in my hair. I need to do something with my hair at some point. I'm trying to decide. Part of me wants to like go to like a fancy. I saved a lot of money by cutting my own hair during the pandemic. I haven't like gotten a haircut that I had to pay for since last fucking January or something like that. And part of me is like, maybe I should spend like a decent amount of money on like a haircut and just like go to someone and say, do what you think would look cool. So I can just like have a different hairstyle that I've never had before, which I've never done before. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Amber. Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that. Well, it's a cool one. Hi, RD Films, and hello, Sebastian. Robert, is that your name? I think it's Robert. I apologize if I chose the wrong R. Richard, Ron, Remy. I feel like those are the only R names. Randall, Rupert. Did I say Roger? I don't know. Whatever. I don't need to keep looking over there. I have it here. But yeah, no, it's I hit so nailed it. Good for me. So I technically hit 14,000 subscribers today, like right before doing this. My guess is by the end of it, I will no longer have 14,000 subscribers. Because every once in a while, one of my older videos decides like, hey, let's do well for a while. Yes, Rolf, of course. And Raphael, that whole subset of names. But yeah, so I had 14,000 subscribers. It was cool because a movie based on the play Dear Evan Hansen hit theaters, and what I think is really interesting is a lot of people disagreed with my take on the play, but they agree with my take on the show now that the movie's out. Like back when it was just Broadway fans, people got very mad at me, and there's still people who get mad at me and the way that I talk about the bad message that the Good Music Show has. But I, Broadway fans are a specific type of person, like the people who have actually seen the play. And now that like the general population is seeing it, they're all like, oh yeah, this kind of fucked up. So like, and the movie seems to, I haven't seen it, seems to make more obvious the things that bothered me when I saw it, because when you're in a room, it's a lot harder to, sort of disconnect. Like when you're like looking at two people just talking in a room, it's harder to disconnect than when you're like on a stage and there's like interesting projections and stuff, because the set's very cool. I still really like the music. I feel like I'm going to see the movie. I was planning on reviewing it, and then I feel like I've missed I missed my chance to do that. I think the in the cat, you fucking with my shit, cat. It's it is what it is. But the video blew up, relatively speaking, for me, which is not by most people's standards. But it went from like 20,000 views to like 50 something. So in the course of a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. But that was exciting. It was interesting, but obviously, they inevitably die down. And so now, my my sub count was going up pretty consistently for a little while, and now it's not going to do that anymore, which means however many people I lose as a result of this live stream, it'll probably take a few more days to get back to 14,000, which is fine. But the good thing is that I'm actually going to like have a review this week, maybe 2. We'll see. I have 2 that I've started that like the plan is to do them soon, like, which are reviews of Titan, which I saw last night. Reviewing Titan, which is why I watched Tetsuo the Iron Man this morning, and then also reviewing Fellini Forward, which is an AI generated Fellini film, kind of. But I think I have things to say about that because I spend a lot of time thinking about AI. So I'm going to talk about it. I do not expect that video to do particularly well because no one will have heard of the thing that it's about, but maybe I can call it something that people will want to click on. I don't know. I'm thinking something like, should we be afraid of filmmaking AIs or something like that? And then, yeah, Titan. I watched so I saw it last night after Neptune Frost, which is a fucking bonkers double feature. Neptune Frost is a Afrofuturist musical film. It's actually African as opposed to like set in as opposed to something in America. And it is just like, man, I am incapable of forming like a real coherent opinion that means anything about it, by virtue of being the like exact antithesis of everything. It's about like gender fluid, poor African workers being, exploited by the system, and like their, attempts to like, take down global structure. It's wild. It's wild. I liked it a lot, but also just like, yeah, I don't even know how to begin to talk about it. So, it's one of those things where like, sometimes I see a movie, and I'm really glad I saw it, and then I'm also glad that I don't have like a rule where I have to where I'm not like seeing movies on assignment anymore. Like, not that anyone in their right mind would have assigned Neptune Frost to me, but like back in the day when I was at Flixist, Neptune, not Nixon. I when I was at Flixus, like if I saw something, I tended to write about it, which sometimes meant I wrote about things that weren't for me. Although I've always tried to, even if something is not for me, to like not hold that against it, and try to meet the film on the best terms that I could. But this one is just so far from my experience that it's like, it feels like an important thing to have seen. And I'm glad I did see it, but like, man, what a wild ride. And then Titan is just like, I loved Raw. I have conflicted feelings about Titan. But it's interesting. It's worth seeing for sure. But like, what a fucking ride that film is. And yeah, seeing one immediately after the other, Neptune Frost, NEPT, like the planet. Neptune's a planet, right? Right, it's not just like a god. It's totally a planet. Hey cat, how you doing? But yeah, so, but no, I'm working on those two reviews, which is, I mentioned this in the Discord, and frankly, most of the people who are here are in. Oh, hello. Most of the people here are also in the Discord. But if not everyone, frankly. Actually, UK lady, I don't know about you. Maybe you are. But hey, cat. No, I lost it. It's gone. So my cat has become more whatever. I am excited about The Matrix 4. I've been ignoring the trailers. So I've seen the first like 30 seconds of the trailer and then I close my eyes. So like I've seen the part where oh hello, Kojo and Werner. I am streaming. Which everyone has to be more active in the Discord. I'm very sad about how quiet it's been recently. Like you can see me crying. I mean, in everyone else's defense, the channel has also been very quiet. So now that I'm getting back into doing things, no one has any more excuse. All right. Yeah, I finished the first draft of this stupid fucking thing and I don't like it. I'm not happy with it. So now I'm gonna do other shit. Yeah, I live very close to an IMAX theater. And a Dolby Cinema theater is a big theater. Yes, you should watch Matrix 2 and 3 like back to back and then watch Curio's video about why they're good. A lot of people don't like them. They're very philosophical. It is very unclear how directly 4 will follow 2 and 3, but you have to imagine that the events of 2 and 3 will be relevant, if not I would assume they will be critical to understanding what the movie is actually about, but not critical to enjoying the movie on its own terms. That's my guess. Because considering how long it's been, it would be kind of weird. You know, it feels like one of those things where, you know, you can watch Halloween 2018 without having seen the original Halloween. You know, I feel like it's sort of that kind of thing. It's like, you know, it's like the modern reboot that's a sequel. I mean, that's great. Like, to that point, Kojo, like, I'm glad that people are doing things. I'm mostly joking. You know, people do not need to hang out in my Discord. That's not, like, the most important thing of anyone's life. But yeah, oh, that's wild. Thank you. Well, I do actually have a skincare routine. So this is not maybe she's born with it. This is totally Maybelline. Although no, actually Maybelline's makeup, isn't it? I don't use makeup. I'm not using makeup now. What kind of OLED do you have? I have a 65-inch. The LG doesn't have 75, so is that like a Sony? Because I don't think Samsung has OLEDs. But thank you. I'll take it. Oh, that's interesting. I'm putting my expectations at like medium. I think I haven't watched Matrix 2 and 3 in a very long time, and I'm gonna have to rewatch them because Danielle has never seen them. And so I'm gonna use that as an excuse. Like the last time I watched them was on VHS. And I think DVD existed at the time, but I had them on VHS. So I imagine that seeing like some 4K, rude, you know, seeing like a 4K HDR rip or whatever is going to be like a completely different experience, versus you know what I had been dealing with, or you know what I dealt with back then. I was also young, frankly. and didn't understand a lot of things that I understand now, which honestly could have made it feel smarter than it is. You never really know with stuff like that, right? Like, oh, nice. Yeah, I kind of want a new TV, but also so there's a reason for me to get a new TV, but it's a bad one. Like, yeah, no, it's like I saw them like, yeah, pretty soon after they came out, I think. This was like, I think I had a DVD player. It was sort of like the line between, oh, hi. I appreciate that. That's fun. I try to ride my bike home from work. But yes. Take care, Megan. That's nice. I have a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, so those serve as my Blu-ray players. And the Series X now supports Dolby Vision. Although I don't think any UHD Blu-rays support Dolby Vision, do they? I feel like they're all HDR10. That's pretty cool. Have you? There's a really interesting video about the Matrix. That's interesting. I don't own a bike because City Bike is a thing. I kind of wish I had a bike, but the problem is, I mean, bikes get stolen all the time. I definitely have to get like a folding bike. You know, which would be whatever. But you know, it's like if I bike to work and then I decide like, oh wait, I want to go to a movie theater. Oh wait, I want to go whatever after work. Then it's like, well, I have to leave my bike there, and that becomes like a whole fucking thing, which is I don't know. I'm like too lazy to figure out how to make that whole thing work, especially now that I'm like doing shit again. Take care. Join the Discord. No, I know that there are Blu-ray players with Dolby Vision, but do the actual Blu-rays themselves support Dolby Vision? Because I thought that like UHD Blu-ray as a format was like primarily an HDR10 thing, but I could be wrong about that. It's been a while since I've actually looked into anything like that. I mean, part of it is like no Dolby Vision. I thought about getting a boosted board back before I thought about getting a boosted board back before they went away, because for whatever reason the company I work for was selling them and I got like 30% off discount. And I was like, oh, that could be useful, but I had a skateboard when I was very young. I bought it for $12 at Building 19 and 1/9 in Warwick, Rhode Island. And I fell off of it twice in the first minute and a half. And I decided, you know what? This clearly isn't for me. Because, so when I was younger, I flipped over the handlebars of a bike, and I have a scar. I'm not sure if it's visible. I think it's like sort of right here, so I think the beard kind of obscures it a little bit. And so, but I flipped over the handlebars and, you know, completely fucked up my chin, whatever. And then I had to wear like a chin strap and a helmet. I had to wear like a hockey helmet, and I felt very self-conscious about it, and I stopped riding a bike as a result because I didn't want to wear the hockey helmet because I thought people were going to make fun of me, and they probably would have. I was like 10, 7, 12, I don't know. I was somewhere between 6 and 12. And so that was like a whole thing. But then, so when I got the skateboard, it's like, oh, I'm going to need to like pad up and shit. And I just like didn't want to do that because I was very self-conscious. I'm still very self-conscious. Like that hasn't actually changed, but that was sort of the reason for a lot of things. But I have a lot of respect for people who can skateboard, because, it's cool. It's cool shit. But I'm now an old man. It's just sort of like I appreciate people who can snowboard. Although I will say the one time I skied at Alta, where snowboarders are banned, was really nice. The next day I went to snowboard where they're not banned, and I was like, you know what? I liked it better when it was just skiers. But there's a line in Neptune Frost, which is one of the greatest lines in cinema, I think. Hello. It's he who puts a whole a whole coconut in his mouth, has immense trust in his anus, or something like that. I'm definitely phrasing it wrong, but the concept of that, big fan. It's a good time. So yeah, think about that next time you're putting a whole pineapple or coconut in your mouth. I feel like pineapple is actually even truer, because that would hurt in a very different way throughout the whole thing. Yeah, that'd be brutal. So yeah, don't eat whole pineapples or whole coconuts, but also if you do, clearly you trust your body. Sure, have fun. I'll still be here probably. I figure I'll do this for I don't know, 90 minutes maybe. I'm not going to do it as long as the the ones I did back in the day. Take care, Megan. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening or night or morning or whatever time it is where you are. But yeah, I'm my problem with the review of the Anthropocene Reviewed is that it doesn't justify its own existence as it currently stands. The idea is that it's called John Green Gave Me an Existential Crisis. And I have decided that so I've decided I'm going to try to put it on my birthday or the day after my birthday, because my birthday's on a Friday. So I turn 30 and then it drops, and I feel like that gives me plenty of time to fix it and make it what I want it to be. But the problem is it at virtually no point does it explain how John Green gave me an existential crisis, or how the timing affected the stuff I was already thinking about. I don't really talk about right now. I only talk it's only about the past with the barest of today. And that's a problem, because that's just not what I'm trying to make. So it's I'm gonna do it better. I have a marked up thing. Hello. I'm probably gonna post it for patrons, the marked up version, because it might be kind of interesting, because no one will ever see exactly that version of it, and then you can see sort of how I think about things as I'm taking notes. How's everyone doing who's come in since the last time I asked how everyone's doing, by the way? My cat is hey no. Don't want her biting my cords. I'd be very upset. Yeah, so basically what I'm gonna do is I've written, like, I know why I chose the stories that I did, right? Like, I know why the subjects were the ones that they are and the ones that I ended up going with. But the stories that I tell do not actually make the case, or like do not explain that. So for example, the reason I talk about being the 8th member of NarutoForums.com is because that was like really sort of my introduction to internet culture, and also shaped a lot of my very bad opinions when I was young. And you could probably make an argument that a lot of my politics and the virtue signaling or whatever is an attempt to overcompensate, at least compensate, maybe overcompensate for the perspectives that I had as a kid. And I like didn't talk about that. Like, but that's the point, right? Like, that's why I brought it up. It was in there, and then I cut it out because the way I brought it up didn't work. And then I was reading through it and I was like, so now this whole thing doesn't work because I cut that out. So now I have to like reintegrate it, but like bring it in sooner to clarify. Because I do talk about, and I've, mentioned someone before who like, very eugenics-y kind of guy. And he was like telling me, I was like, you're great because you have blonde hair and blue eyes. And I was like, oh, cool. And didn't really think about it. And it's like, I talk about that stuff, but not sort of the bigger picture, which is what I need to do. And that's all of them. It's like, I don't talk about the bigger picture of why this is important. I talk about how it relates, some of them about how they relate. Like, some of them are better than others, but I don't think as a whole, it just didn't work. Like, I didn't feel it. As I said in the Discord, it feels, for something that is so long and personal, it feels weirdly insubstantial. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't, like, I don't understand. You read it and you're like, why does this exist? And if I feel that way, that's bad, right? So I'm sorry that you're feeling meh, Werner, but it could be worse. You could be feeling terrible, but still a shame. Fuck the patriarchat. Was that virtue signaling? Probably. It's okay. I forgive myself. So my review of The Exorcist, which posted shortly before Election Day, like a few days before Election Day, because I think I posted on Halloween. Maybe it was the day after Halloween. Starts with being like, "Hey, you should vote for Biden." It's not even necessarily that I'm streamlining. Like, when I was going through and editing it, I was streamlining. I actually now think I need to expand it, but the way I expand it has to better clarify the point. But yes, no, I totally like in spending so long, and I like basically completely lost the plot, and that was why I like went through it basically start to finish, and it was like 23,000 words. It was long. I actually also had 2 weeks of vacation that is over tomorrow. So that, Amber, that is incredibly fucking relatable content right there. Also, on a totally unrelated note, I applied to be a guy who gets killed in an independent horror movie, and hey, no, come here, no, stop it, get it, cat's dealing, whatever. Hey, no. I didn't put pants on today. I'm sorry. Ugh. But yeah, I applied to be in a horror movie. I'm gonna watch Squid Game. I've also been hearing a lot about it, and it's South Korean, and I like South Korean things, and I've sort of had this, I've had this thing, where, like, while I was working on the video, I wouldn't start a new series, and now I'm like, cool, fucking Squid Game, let's do it. And also, Bake Off is back and whatnot. So definitely gonna watch Squid Game. But yeah, so this film, I would be a day player. Basically, my job would be to no, the rest of the apartment looks fine. The cat she's actually immediately underneath the camera right now. She's just like hanging out over there. She likes going under the couch now. But anyway, so in this short film, I will need to, assuming I get the part, which hardly a guarantee. Although I also don't know how many people will apply, given that the part requires you to strip naked, so full frontal nudity on screen, crawl around while naked, and then get your throat cut. Presumably for fake, but maybe for real. I don't know. If I never post another video again, maybe it happened for real. But like, I was thinking about the fact that, like, I need to do stuff that's like out of my comfort zone, because I've just been like too not like I've been too sort of safe with the things I've been doing, and I'm not obviously gonna I'm not gonna strip naked on a YouTube video, but for a movie, fuck it, why not, right? Like, it's a day player thing. And so I filmed the I mean, I don't really want to have my throat actually cut. I'd be very annoyed if it happened for real. But just I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so I applied, like, I made a little self-tape that I like made a little more cinematic, like whatever, with some lighting and stuff. And the writer-director really liked it, but said he had to send it to his co-producer, who fucking might think I'm too try-hard, because I thought it was a little bit try-hard, but I wanted to do it anyway, because I hadn't really done anything at all. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it a little more interestingly. I mean, the method will be the nakedly crawling around on the floor. It's someone's method. I don't think you have to die in method acting. I think it's really about everything else. I do have insurance, although it's not necessarily great, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, I will find out this week if I'm getting a call back, but it would be, I just want to audition more. I want to do more stuff, because it's been a very long time since I like acted in other people's projects, and really I've never done it to the scale that I wanted to. So my hope is that is an option for me. So I am looking forward to seeing where that goes. And frankly, the worst case scenario is that it doesn't work out, and then I don't have to be naked on camera, which is really not a bad downside, I appreciate that, Willow. Take care. Nice talking to you as well, as always. Have a lovely meal. Yeah. Yeah, I don't pitch articles to people because of that. Because every time I've been rejected, and it's made me very sad, and so I just stopped doing it, which is one of the things I talk about that or I did talk about, got rid of. I don't know, doesn't matter. I talked about it at one point that this was a thing like when I was trying to figure out do I want to try doing freelance stuff, and it's I just couldn't handle the rejection in any meaningful way, but I don't know, acting just feels different, I guess. Maybe because it's not even a pretend profession. That was the problem with writing. It's some people do make a living writing. Very, very few people make a living acting. So it's not, yeah, it's one of the things, kind of like YouTube in that sense. I'm not really worried if I fail here because it doesn't matter in any meaningful way. Let's see, am I below 14,000 subscribers yet? I'm not. Oh, snap. Maybe it's because not enough people know that I've been doing this, or maybe fewer people just unsubscribe or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Mushy peas. Good joke. The inside joke. No, everyone here's in the Discord. There's no. Everyone knows. There's no reason to explain that. Oh, hey, we got one new person. That's fun. So, oh shoot. Okay, but yeah. So, I yeah, no, but it's. I need to explain why the video exists, and I need to talk about the other thing that I didn't talk about is I was this is going to take the place of my year 3 retrospective, because obviously I didn't do one. No, it's just I assume it will happen because usually I lose 5 to 8 subscribers during a live stream. So it was 14,001. So it's okay, we will be below at the other end of it. But no, I mean, I'd rather not. Losing subscribers is annoying, I guess. It doesn't feel good. But yeah, so but I don't really talk about the third year in the same way, and I meant to do that. So yeah, it's just stuff that isn't there that needs to be there for it to work. So it's okay. I'll figure it out. I believe in myself enough for this to happen. So I mean, so I did the thing. I went to Vermont for a week or for 5 days, and then I did this farm sanctuary tour. Those were the things coming up. Now it's but the city's back in a lot of October is really when stuff opens. September is when it started, and now it's open in full swing. And so tonight I'm going to, so last night, I went to see stuff. Tonight I'm going to see Assault on Precinct 13 outside, which I'm looking forward to. Tomorrow I'm seeing restoration of Bluebeard's Castle, which will be interesting. On Tuesday I'm going to see Nothing Nowhere in concert. On Friday I'm going to see Patton Oswalt. Going to see Patton Oswalt's new special, which I will obviously be reviewing both of those. Next week I'm seeing a play. The following week I'm seeing a play. I've got more concerts coming up, more plays coming up. It's just it's now, I'm basically sort of going to my old life, right? Like the life that made the Week I Review possible in the first place. And so that is, I'm looking forward to that. Like I'm looking forward to being able to do shit again, because it's just been so long. Oh, interesting. Dune's out. Yeah, it's not out here yet, obviously. When does it come out? Is it the 15th? Dune release date. Or is it out? No, it's not out yet. No, October 22nd. Yeah, no, I've got 3 more weeks. Yeah, next week is No Time to Die, which I'm going to probably see on Friday, or Saturday rather. And then the following week is Halloween Kills, which I'm fucking hyped for. I'm looking forward to Halloween Kills. I have no feelings about football, obviously, but L'chaim. I'm now caught up on Ted Lasso. I hadn't seen the new episode. I'm really curious where the finale is going to go, because there's so many fucking plot threads, and I feel like they're not going to address like half of them, because there's just like too much stuff, and they know there's a 3rd season. Like that's kind of the interesting thing about when you know that you have another season, at least, is that, you know, you can whatever. Yeah. But no, Ted Lasso's real good. I enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to the seeing where it does decide to hang up. I'm looking forward to, I want Mythic Quest back. I know they like haven't even started writing, which means we're at least like a year and a half out from it hitting Apple, which means I'm going to have to decide if I actually want to start paying for Apple Plus by that point, or Apple TV Plus, because my, you know, year of free whatever caused by the buying that iPad and whatever will be gone. I'm actually probably going to get another Apple product in the next year, but they no longer come with a year of Apple TV Plus. Now they come with like 3 months, because Apple has decided that it's actually justifiable to pay $5 a month, which honestly, it's got some pretty cool stuff. So like maybe it is, but I have to decide that. And I mean, there will be more stuff later, you know. I'm interested in The Tragedy of Macbeth, you know, which is an Apple thing. That is yeah, Robert, that's a lot of stuff. Good luck. I have a habit of not creating to-do lists or whatever, so that I'm not like ever really cognizant of how much work I'm giving myself. Right, I'm not watching, but Emily Vanderwerf maybe you've already seen it, wrote a really interesting article about, you know, it from a trans person's perspective, and how, you know, there's only so much you can do with that premise to like make it you know, whatever. I thought it was an interesting article. It made me want to watch it. I stopped subscribing to Hulu, so now it's like it's a little bit harder to get. It's not like it's even really hard, let alone very hard, but it's no longer just a matter of like, oh yeah, I'll open up Hulu and watch it. Now I have to like find it on the internet, download it, upload it to Plex, then watch it. You know, it's definitely just a less convenient thing. It's really interesting how cats can just play with the same toy and have like just exactly the same way over and over again. Like, you know, our cat has this little thing that like its balls on a track. And it's like, you know, she just plays it the exact same way every single day. and she seems to enjoy herself. You know, it's interesting. Yeah, no, when it happened, yeah, I've definitely had stuff happen, and like, I remember, I remember, um, years ago, I was like covering the New York Asian Film Festival and Japan Cuts, and literally every single, like every single moment that I was not like at work or asleep, I was like thinking about or writing about movies. Like I did like 13 reviews in 3 weeks or something like that. While also working everything out, and it was just like, geez, like maybe it was 2 weeks. It was some like 2.5. I think it was 13 and 2.5 weeks or something. It was like some absurd number. And I was just like, I can't. I can't. I mean, my cat's 6 years old. Like she's not. She's not. But yeah, no, she mostly plays with toys. She doesn't really play with things that aren't toys. She like doesn't. She's not interested in boxes, for example. So, she does like, hey, nope, 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 nope. She has like a thing where she bites, but I bought a glove for that because it's annoying when she bites stuff because it hurts. We did, like she used to, we did, clip her fingernails or whatever, which like made it less painful. I got some scratches before we had clipped them because they'd just gotten really long. So even though she like hadn't put her claws out, the nail was long enough that it's just like it was out all the time, and there was like so like getting scratched up, and after going to the vet, got them clipped down a little bit, then it was just like pawing, and that was a much more pleasant experience. But now we have to like get nail clippers, which I haven't bought yet. No, there are boxes around. There are plenty of boxes around. She just doesn't care about them. She sits on shoes. That's her thing. She like sits on shoes and backpacks and whatever. But yeah, she's just not interested in boxes. It seems to be she likes things that smell like people or something, like stuff that gets used. And boxes are just boxes. So I don't think they, fit into that thing that she wants from the world or whatever. The apartment would be cleaner if Danielle had her way, but I just don't care that much. So like right now she's out today. She's out, so the apartment is much messier, but after I do this, I'm definitely going to need to clean up a bit because it's kind of rough. Maybe I'll watch the new Broy Deschanel videos. So much shit. Like I always forget that the end of the month is like when everyone who has a sponsor like has to drop a video, because they're contractually obligated to drop it in whatever the month is. And so like one day I'll just be looking at my subscription feed and it's just like bam, 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 bam. And it's like, oh, well, that's exciting. So now I have stuff for the next 2 weeks. One thing that's kind of annoying is that my TV, my TV, the speed up function on YouTube sounds it like doesn't work properly. Like it, if you speed up on my phone or my laptop, like it just sounds faster. But if you speed up on the TV, it has like the sort of old fashioned metallic sped up thing. Oh, so you're right before you move into your new home, or have you moved in and now you're just doing the last steps of the thing. I found that there was a new rule in that was passed in New York that if a landlord doesn't give you back your full deposit, they have to give you an itemized list of what the hello Liam, thank you. No, we're going to watch Squid Game. Maybe we'll start it this week, but I haven't watched it yet. Um, oh, um, uh, you know, so, uh, so yeah, the, that's that. No, but I'm definitely gonna watch Squid Games. Oh yeah, no, clean, definitely, like, after we moved out, you know, we had our new lease start 15 days before our old lease ended. So we moved everything, and then we had like a week and a half, or maybe a week. I think for the first week we sort of like brought some stuff over like manually, whatever, and then like the big move happened second week, and then we had one last week to do like the last handful of small things. Like, we saved a ton of money by doing a lot of the moving ourselves. Just like made them move the furniture, like the big furniture that we couldn't like put in my mom's car. I watch a lot of videos about reality TV shows, and I watch zero reality TV. Actually, I guess Bake Off is a reality show, as the one reality show I watch. So that's, yeah, the only one. I saw someone call Squid Games like the most disturbing TV show they've ever seen, which I'm very curious about. I mean, a lot of Korean cinema is very disturbing. I've never actually like watched Korean TV though. Like, it's such a huge industry, like K-dramas and whatever, and I know it's become really big on Netflix and stuff. So it's very interesting. You know, I mean, obviously I have this like deep love for Korean cinema, but I've never really been fair. Yeah, my grandmother sort of served the cleaner role at my parents' house by virtue of like being retired and just not interested in being in a house that wasn't clean. Honestly, it would be nice. I feel like I should like get a cleaner who comes once a month or something like that. We could probably afford that once a month. Not like, honestly, not as often as it would need to be to justify really doing it. But anyway, the point that the thing I was saying about the rent law is that if they can only take your security deposit if they itemize what they use it for fixing. So like, you know, we spent this much on a painter, we spent this much blah blah blah, like this much cleaning. And I think that, you know, obviously a lot of landlords would be like super sketchy about it historically, but I imagine that this has made it more trouble than it's worth for most people. So I would imagine more people are just getting their full security deposits back because landlords don't want to deal with the itemization. And frankly, it's not like they need the money. They're just trash. I mean, I like my landlord well enough. He's also just like a guy. I haven't, but I'm also like, I'm not really a David Lynch fan. Like, I like the movies of his that I've seen, but I've seen Eraserhead, Mulholland Drive, Blue Velvet. Did I see Blue Velvet? I don't even remember if I saw, like, his vibe is just like not my thing, but I understand why people like it. So, I honestly, I have no idea how much cleaners are. I mean, everything's a choice, right? Like, technically I could afford a lot of things, right? Like, but if I were to decide like, okay, I want a cleaner, I'm going to assume it would be like $75, probably like somewhere between 75 and 125. Like on some level, we could do that. Like especially split between two people, 100% could do that. But at the same time, maybe we don't go out to dinner. Like maybe, whatever. Like, and so everything becomes a choice. It's like, yes, we could do this, but it would be at something else's expense. It's not like I could do everything that I'm doing exactly as I'm doing it and then also get like a weekly cleaner. I could probably get a monthly cleaner, but I mean, I think I looked up like how far my salary would go in like to live my quality of life in like the Midwest, and literally it's like half. I could make half of what I'm making now and like live in a bigger place and have like an equivalent whatever, like New York is just a lot. Interesting. Is it a series or a movie? Because obviously movies are easier to just watch versus I know Squid Games is like 500. It's 486 minutes long, I think, because Squid Games got put on Letterboxd, so a lot of people have been watching it, and so you can see it's like 486-minute movie. Yeah. Titan in the Q&A after the New York Film Festival screening. Interesting. I think part of the problem for me is like in the back of my head. Yeah, New York. I mean, like there are parts of New York where you can get much bigger apartments than what I have for much less. They're just further away. Like being that's fair. Yeah, no, and that's totally fair. Like my parents did at one point like get a cleaner, and I think Phil, to that point, that's totally fair. Though on the other hand, presumably those cleaners need work. So if you can afford it, like as long as you treat them well, I think there's, because they exist, it's not like you're not paying them to work for you. So I sort of, I see both sides of it. Yeah. No, it's, New York's, it's weird. Although one thing that was kind of interesting, so I was in Ithaca, and in Ithaca, so which is upstate New York, in Ithaca, the median salary, like median family income, is like $40,000 a year or something like that, which is, it's not a lot. But in like the city center, like 1-bedroom rents are still like $2,500, which is like, that was kind of surprising that it was like that, because those are like, for a 1-bedroom, I mean, those are parts of New York City prices. Other parts are like $3,500. We looked at an apartment that was $3,500. And we didn't actually like seriously consider those. That was way outside of our budget, frankly. But we're kind of curious, like what do certain amounts get you? And I actually kind of wish we'd done more of that. Like I wish we'd seen like, what is a $5,000 a month apartment? Like never, it'll never happen. And maybe when I'm like, I don't think I will ever make enough money that I could actually, cause you have to make 40 times your monthly rent, which would mean I would have to make $200,000. I don't think that'll ever happen. So like I will never be able to like mathematically afford $5,000 a month. But I guess on my own, potentially I could make that much with a partner. It's a lot easier to make $200,000 if it's two people making $100,000. But I'm not there, sadly. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But anyway, it would have been interesting to see that that sort of thing, and like how people, how the wealthier people live. Because I mean, I sort of have some sense of that in this building because I am paying 22% less than the previous tenant. Like we could not afford the apartment I'm living in normally, where we can only afford it because of the oh, hello. How's it going? It's a very small group today, which is kind of interesting. I'm curious. I feel like there's basically two possibilities. One is that everyone's outside, right? Yeah, no, it's been 3 weeks since I've done one of these, and then more than that since other people. This is like the lowest turnout of any video of any live stream I've done literally ever, and like that's and imagine being able to buy a house. Phil knows what that's like. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm wondering if what this means is that is like I'm not getting pushed to people the way I used to because it's been so long since I posted a video. So it is very possible that the next couple of videos I post are just going to get like fucking buried as a result of how long it's been. So that's something I'm sort of steeling myself for, that like probably my next few videos are just going to be dead. DOA. So, I mean, that's what happens when you don't post for a month, right? That's what I get. Yeah. Although I didn't not make a video because I do have a life. I made it because I was working on that stupid fucking thing. But it's fine. Frankly, I mean, as I said, I don't think that many people are going to watch the Fellini forward thing in the first place, so maybe it makes sense to use that one. Although I think that's an interesting video. I think what I'm talking about is interesting. We haven't talked about Malignant. We haven't discussed Malignant. Malignant's fucking great. I had a lot of fun. I don't watch a lot of giallo, because a lot of giallo has a lot of rough things that it does to women, and that's exhausting. Yeah, but like usually I would have at least 20 people. Like the fact that I've had under 10 people virtually this entire stream says something about how it is showing up on people's pages, which isn't like, oh no, boo-hoo, crying, I don't care, right? Like, it's fine. But it's interesting because, yeah, usually, I mean, like, even my very first live stream had, like, 10 to 15 people for most of it. And my one 3 weeks ago had, like, 30. The fact that this has been sub 10 the entire time says that, although I also did not announce it, it just started it, which probably did impact the number of people who knew about it. Like if I had done a thing like 2 hours ago, been like, hey, I'm going to do this. So that could also be a function of that. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just sort of noting. Yeah, no, it's, no, I liked, but no, Malignant is super fun. The Neo, put that in the, yeah, no, I've been off every fucking schedule. I am going to try to get back to a more regular schedule of at least uploads. I'm going to try. I mean, I have like a bunch of things that I want. Sebastian, post that somewhere because that sounds interesting. What was I saying? All I'll say, I mean, yeah, please. Like I have, by the end of this week, I will have 4 separate things that I will have started reviewing, or that I will definitely be reviewing. Like, so Titan, Fellini Forward, Nothing Nowhere, Benedetta, which, because it's not coming out until December here, I'm not rushing because I have to watch some more movies for that. Fellini Forward, I'm trying to decide how many movies I need to watch because I actually haven't seen that much Fellini, but I also don't think it matters. Like, I've seen a couple of Fellini movies. I feel like I should probably watch like one more, but yeah, I don't think it really matters that much. TBH. Maybe I'll watch like Record after this or something. That or I'll watch Teeth for the Titan review because I feel like I watched Tetsuo this morning and I feel like Teeth may also have something to say. I mean, these are going to be shorter, right? All of these. Like, I'm hoping to go back to like sub 20 minutes because these fucking longer videos are just like, they just weigh on my life. I've seen 8.5 in La Strada. That's it. So La Dolce Vita, Amarcord are like the 2 that I feel I should probably see those. It's also been a very long time since I've seen La Strada, so maybe see those again. But see that again. But I have to decide, what do I want to prioritize given all the things that I want to talk about. But yeah, so Fellini Forward, Benedetta, Titan, Nothing Nowhere, and the new Patton Oswalt set. So like that's like 5 things that I'm going to talk about over the next couple months for sure. Like 100%. I'm going to review all of those things, but I'm going to do them sort of as time permits. Like I think Fellini Forward is technically the least relevant in the sense that like I don't know that it'll ever like really get a release, so like who cares? But it's also the one that I've written the most of. Titan is the most timely because it just dropped, so really I should try to get that out first so that I don't like miss the zeitgeist too much because I've already missed the zeitgeist there. Although when it hits Hulu, because it's a neon release, in a month or so, it'll get another little pickup. But if I don't get enough views at the beginning, then no one's gonna find it later. But yeah, so Titan is probably the most timely. But I know what I want to say about Fellini Forward the most, just by virtue of Titan being a fucking lot. Titan is a lot. And then Nothing Nowhere is just, I'll do that when I have a free minute. Because I just like his stuff. I just want to talk about it. And then the new Patton Oswalt, I got to do soonish because he's on tour. So like now's the time to do it. Although it really won't become relevant until it like shows up on Netflix or whatever, and that's when most of the people will watch that video, because that's typically what happens. Is I post a video about a comedy special, a handful of people see it, and then it hits Netflix or whatever, and then more people see it. It didn't happen with the Tom Segura one, probably because of what I named it. People are like, I don't have any interest in watching this video about someone who thinks that Tom Segura has to whatever. Oh, my neck hurts. That's not great. Ow. But yeah, and then other thing, yeah. So I've sort of given up on reviewing the Dear Evan Hansen movie. Oh, and now it's lower again. I'm seeing actually two different numbers. I'm seeing 11 and 8. So is a new Dave Chappelle special coming this week? I don't know. Maybe. I don't review specials on Netflix or whatever, other than Inside, sort of. Like that's my rule. I only do ones that I see performed live. So the new Patton Oswalt, I don't know when it's gonna come out. 6 months, a year. But yeah, it is interesting to sort of look back on the things that I said. Once it comes out, and obviously specials change as they're being performed and whatever. I've thought so. Have I ever considered selling out for views? Honestly, no. I've thought about take care, Sebastian. Enjoy your dinner. So it has occurred to me that if I decided to just like do a certain, and so it is true that I tend not to review big budget films. And the reason for that, like the big films that everyone else will have done, like Titan is sort of right in my wheelhouse, and I wish I had seen it 2 weeks ago so that I could have posted it like before it actually hit theaters. Over here, like it, like that's sort of like the size of the things that like make sense, I think. But there's no part of me that is actually interested in doing that, like in the bigger picture. Like that's, I think if this was a movie review channel specifically, it would be radically more successful. Like I think if that was all I did, if I just reviewed movies, I think the Week I Review would be at least 3 times more popular than it is. But that's just not what I want to do. Like that's just not what I'm here for. So, that won't happen. Although I've said this before, if I were to be fired from my job, which I don't expect to be, but whatever, could happen. Laid off or whatever. Probably laid off versus fired. But like, were that to happen, I think I would not immediately look for a new job. I think I would give a few months and like try to do YouTube more seriously. And like go back to at least weekly videos. Maybe more than one some weeks. Like if that was what all my time was spent on, try to maybe do some more, at least do more background work, maybe do some other acting work, I don't know. But just see sort of where that went. And in that version of reality, some things, the way I focused on things might change a little bit. But it also could just be, I would see more things. maybe. And also, I mean, if I didn't have a job, I would definitely see fewer plays, and I would watch more like streaming movies because that's what I could afford. So that would sort of inevitably affect what I was reviewing. So, that seems possible. I mean, really, if I was really gonna like go for a specific niche, I feel like I would try to talk more specifically about like Asian cinema, honestly, because that's the stuff that I find really interesting. And I mean, definitely it's less talked about than a lot of, like most people who reviewed Parasite on YouTube did not have nearly, at least white people, at least white people did not have nearly as much, experience with, like, I'd seen every Bong Joon-ho movie, and a whole lot, and like a lot of his, inspirations and whatever, like, and his contemporaries and stuff. And so I just like have more to say there. So I think there's something, if I had more time, I would definitely talk about more of those. For sure. But yeah, I don't think that that's going to happen. So it's kind of irrelevant, but that is, I do think about stuff like that every once in a while. Of course, how can you not? I've been watching a YouTube channel called Climate Town. I just found him. Makes really good stuff. If you like my videos, I think you'd like his. He does a lot of kinds of stuff that like I would like to do if I had the time. Like he has a video about roads that he starts like in the middle of a street in New York, recording, and his car's like honking at him. But it's just like the idea of that is like, I respect the hell out of that. And he shoots part of it on the High Line, which is where I'm going to intend to shoot part of my Anthropocene review. So yeah, well, I mean, I did do that one Blackpink review. But the thing about K-pop culture is, so I watch Mera, MERA. I watch her videos on K-pop, and I like them. I don't watch all of them. Some of them are, whatever. But I really like the way she like talks about music. Like her descriptions of songs is like really cool. Like I really like her use of language. Highly recommend. I'm very jealous, frankly, of how well she uses language when she discusses things. But like, she made this like offhand reference to, like, in a video about BTS. It was like an hour long, and she made like one comment that people took out of context and sent her death threats. But like, we know where you live, bitch. Like, here's your fucking address. She doesn't post her face. She doesn't post anything. Like, and it's like, we know everything about you, and we're going to kill you because you said this thing that we misunderstood, like a positive statement that they misunderstood about one of the members of BTS in a 1 hour long video. And they tried to crucify her for it, which is like, I don't want to fucking deal with that. Like the BTS army is fucking crazy, like in a like really sort of disturbing way. And obviously not everyone who's in it is, but like, I would never talk about BTS unless I decided to like like commit, like let's fucking do this, like you know, let's make let's make some people angry. Yeah, no, it's like really the intensity of BTS stand, like the you know, they call themselves the army, right? And like they really, yeah, you know, and that's like almost every fan, you know, stan group sort of has that. But like, for example, I really like Dreamcatcher, and if I saw Dreamcatcher live, I would review that for sure. And like the Insomnia is what they call themselves. I know that they can also be pretty brutal. But they're just like mean more than they're dangerous is the impression I've gotten. And like mean people don't bother me particularly. Like that's fine. I don't have a lot of self-confidence, but I have enough self-confidence that like random shit people with BTS avatars say isn't going to bother me or whatever. But like, yeah, I don't want people like threatening my family or whatever. I mean, frankly, I could probably take most BTS stans in a fight. Not all at once, obviously, but like I could definitely like beat up your average teenage girl. I wouldn't feel good about it, obviously. Like it's not like I'm not hoping that happens, but like in reality, I could totally do it. So like I'm not afraid per se, but you know, there's a problem with having a very having a very specific last name, right? Like if my name was, I have a friend named Michael Smith, like literally that's his name. Like if my name was fucking Michael Smith, whatever. You know, who cares? But I'm Alec Kubas-meyer, you know, and I think about that, sometimes. So yeah. But yeah, I don't want to like, yeah, get in. I don't need BTS. I don't need K-pop stans mad at me. I mean, I would get destroyed by either of those. Because what? I said I could beat 20, 12-year-olds or whatever. 15, I could be like 15, 12-year-olds or whatever. I definitely could not beat like any I definitely couldn't beat 100, and I definitely couldn't beat one big. I mean, I guess actually probably the one big one, because the big one would have to move very slowly because that's how physics works. And so theoretically it would be easier to dodge. And if I like had a weapon, I could like cut the Achilles tendon, which would presumably just be like right there. Like if I had like a sword, I would much rather fight one elephant-sized BTS stan and just like boom, go for the tendon. Just fucking, you know, roll up the back of their leg, just like gone, fall over, bleed to death. Yeah, that would be my tactic. That is how I would beat an elephant-sized person. Hey, Kat, how's it going? So, yeah. Not that I've thought about it. I haven't actually. That was right off the dome. So yeah. I don't know. I'm running out of steam. Frankly, I'm very tired. It's been a long week, and I've still got more shit to do. I think I'm gonna watch. I think I'm gonna watch Teeth. I feel like I'm not like awake enough to watch like a Fellini movie. I feel like you have to be like, because like it's also like or whatever, and it's just making me tired. So, but I feel like Teeth probably won't make me tired. Or maybe I won't watch anything. Maybe I'll just I'll just watch YouTube videos or TikToks. That's probably what I'll actually do. I talk about that in my review, the Anthropocene Reviewed, obviously. But anyway, does anyone have any final thoughts they would like to say or whatever? Thank you, Lena. Did you join the thing? You joined the Discord, right? Introduce yourself. Unless someone else's lens for. If someone else's lens for it, Lena, you should join the fucking Discord. Yes. Enjoy. Yes. I have thoughts on VHS. Oh, Willow, you're back just in time for me to leave. Though I appreciate you coming back. Oh, that's rough. That's you should just like put a giant just like pour water all over and just like, cleaner and just like let it soak into the wood. Is it wood? I'm gonna assume it's wood. Maybe it's carpet. Soak into the carpet, and then that sounds like a fun way to do things. Okay. The cat is gonna come say goodbye. Hold on. Yeah. The cat wants to say goodbye. Say something. Meow. She did say something before. Whatever. It's fine. So, goodbye, everybody. Have a good one. Okay. Bye.